I don't drive that much, but when I do come down here, it's like impossible to find a spot.
There will never be enough space for both people and cars.
More bike lanes or more parking, a hot-button issue ahead of Montreal's municipal election. The city says there are somewhere between 475,000 and 515,000 on-street parking spaces across the island. Experts say the pedestrianization of St. Catherine Street and lack of car access has driven up sales, while others feel bike lanes have taken over streets and made going downtown unreachable.
When we questioned our patrons, for many of them, parking was a big irritant. But when we asked people what would get you back downtown, parking is actually the last of their answers.
About 800 parking spots have been removed and replaced with bike lanes in the city over the last 4 years, with incumbent Mayor Valérie Plante at the head. Many cyclists and pedestrians happy with safer, easier access downtown, while others say driving downtown is a nightmare and more parking is needed.
You know, the more we can be accessible by bikes and less by cars, the more kind of walkable the city becomes. And we don't have a city for cars, but we have a city for pedestrians and for people to kind of walk around and live.
All the streets are closed. There's no access to anything.
Experts say pedestrian streets and more access to different modes of transportation is a good thing for a thriving city.
The best thing we can do is good public transportation, like we're doing now with the REM, like we have now with the Metro, and then optimizing off-street parking. You know, a lot of people don't know there are over 55,000 off-street parkings downtown.
We're having more bike lanes, or like say, instead of parking lots, maybe more improving the car sharing services.
Mayor Plante's party Projet Montréal promises to build more cycling infrastructure, expand the Réseau Express Vélo, add more bike parking, and a bike subsidy program. Denis Coderre of Ensemble Montréal promises to increase car sharing and carpooling and extend Bixi programs to all boroughs by adding up to 100 cargo bikes to the Bixi fleet. And Balarama Holness of Mouvement Montréal wants free public transit for those 25 and under and those 65 and over, and free parking throughout the city from Friday to Sunday. According to a recent crop poll, 60% of Montrealers think the city should strongly restrict car access downtown, while 40% were against.
What brings people downtown isn't parking first, it's the experience.
For it to be easier to get around on foot, easier to get from store to store without having to get in the car and spend 40 minutes looking for parking.
Over 50% of businesses, including restaurants and retailers, have said that their revenues have increased this summer compared to last summer.
In Montreal, Brittany Enriquez, City News.